stage is so different, depending on the guy. I remember Desiree is on this, this boy was talking to me for like, honestly, I think like a year, and I thought I was going to die. I was just like, do you want me or do you not? Because I can't do this no more. You know, so for some people, it's been 3 months. For some people, it's just a few weeks. I think it just depends on your chemistry and are you sure you want to be with this person or not, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. And so, like, okay, let's just take it a step further. Two people of faith are dating. I'm not even going to say talking because you've shown interest. You guys both like each other. We're dating. Is there a timeline for how long marriage or proposals come after that? Because, you know, and this is no judgment. This is just something I've observed. I have noticed, and maybe it's just because I'm not of faith and we do things totally different. It seems like people of faith, once they start dating, marriage is like, if they hit it off, marriage is like at their neck. Like,
boom. Right.
So for the most part, they all seem happy. So, you know, this is not to say like, oh, they're rushing, but it just seems like it comes very soon. So how soon, like, you know, can we just talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah. So the thing is that I've known people that have dated, engaged, and married in 9 months. I'm like, how? You know, do you really even know this person?
Yeah.
People that have dated for 5 years. I think it all depends on your life stage. Are you still in college? Are you a young professional?
Yeah.
But I think another huge factor is kind of the purity aspect. Because in Christian dating, you're not sexually expressing yourself in any shape, way, or form. You know, you're not giving into that at all.
Any shape or form.
Any shape, way, or form.
So no.
That's debatable for some people. Okay. That's debatable. For some people, that's okay. For me, that's not.
You're like, Zakiya, grow up this.
Right. For some people, that's okay. You know, but for some people, it's not. I'm one of those people like, don't touch me. Right. You know, and, you know, that makes things like you need to figure out what you want to do because there's only so long that someone can be in a situation where you're really trying to be pure and respect each other and have boundaries. And it's just like, what are we doing? Because we need to either tie this up or we need to move forward. You know, does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense, sis. And it's just crazy because this is how you know we really know each other. I'm calling you sis.
Right.
Like, it really does make a lot of sense because I think about it and I'm just like, it's cutting away a lot of wasted time, I feel like. So, like, yes, of course, it may seem fast to me, but if you guys are not sexually intimate, you guys are dating, you guys are seeing each other for who you are outside of the extra feelings of sex, and you feel these strongly for this person. So it's like, why not just take that next step and see if we can do this together? And it cuts out all that extra nonsense, I feel like, that a lot of us tend to deal with. So I do understand it. And the older I get is the more I understand it, you know? So that kind of brings me to my next question, which is, do you feel that being a woman of faith or a person of faith, it's kind of, you have it easier? Like, you don't have to deal with as much bull crap as a non-person or a person who's not as committed to their faith has to deal with. What do you think? And this is just your opinion. This is just your opinion.
Yes and no. It's yes and no. I think it's easier in the sense when you're like pursuing a relationship with a guy that's a Christian, not just somebody that calls himself a Christian, but he's actually like about this. Like, there's a safety and a protection that's there, I feel like, where you're not going to lie to me. You shouldn't lie to me, at least. You should not lie. You're not going to be deceitful. You're not going to be one way in public and one way at church. You're not going to have this kind of like insecurity where it's just like, do I really know this guy? What is he doing when he leaves? Like, who is he talking to? Is he talking to other people? There's just this safety that like, no, like, you're being genuine and this is you. I'm getting what, you know, at face value. Right. So I feel like now, like, I don't really feel like oh, like, is he lying? Is he like out here doing stuff? Like, that's not a thing. However, I think it's harder in the sense of with finding love, it's like what I described is a guy that's really a Christian. Not someone that just shows up to church, not someone that just reads the what is it, the verse of the day on the Bible app, like, but really is trying to like be like
right.
it's like, wow, like, and then there's personality and then also attractiveness that all come together with that. It can feel hard, like, if I'm honest, like trying to find somebody I really, really connect with that has the same values as me and it's good looking and I vibe with. Do you get me? Like, that's a combination right there.
That is a combination. And girl, I know it could be hard because, you know, we think it's hard for us, but it's hard for everybody. And we're going to get into that. That's definitely one of the questions I wanted to ask you. So in regards to meeting people, you know, growing up, I used to hear my mom say all the time, oh, you want to meet a nice man? Go to church, join a social club. And I used to be like, I mean, I don't want to just go to church just to meet somebody. Like, that to me seems so for the wrong reasons. Like, if I'm going to go to church, I want it to be because I'm there for the right reasons, not because I'm looking to meet somebody. So when she would say that, I kind of would like, you know, brush it off.
Right.
Feel like, you know, in terms of meeting people, do you feel like the fact that you don't necessarily go to the club or you may or may not use dating apps, do you feel like being an active member in your church is a good way to meet people?
Yeah, I think it depends on the person. And I think the key word is active. If you're sitting on your hands waiting for somebody like to tap my shoulder, ask me out on a date, then you might be waiting for a little while. I think in the last few years, I have tried to be more kind of vulnerable and putting myself out there. Whereas like if we go to a conference with our church, like I'm asking people to set me up on a date with a guy they think that I might connect with. Or if I see a cute guy that I know goes to a sister church, can you set me up with so-and-so? I want to get to know him. Like, I'm just not going to just sit here and wait. So I think it's what you put into it is what you get out of it, if that makes sense. If you are trying and pushing, moving forward, I think you kind of figure out ways to get to know different guys, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. And, you know, to speak to what I've seen, because, you know, you and Desiree go to the same church, and I've been to a couple of your church events, and you guys do a lot. Like, there's a lot of activities, and like it's fun. Like, so you know, when I think about that question, especially asking it to you, you're young, you're beautiful, I'm like, how couldn't you like meet somebody? Because there's so many activities, there's so many different like churches getting together.